Kathy, do you want me to make a confession about something that I've never confessed to? And I've always felt really guilty about it.
What did you do?
Do you remember when you were a teenager and you went to lunch with friends and you needed to go shopping? And mom's like, call me after this lunch and I'll pick you up and then we'll go shopping. So she'd been waiting for your call, but it was during the time where the radio would have all these like contests. So call in, be the next caller, and you're going to get this. And I think you tried to call mom and it was busy. And mom went to go pick you up finally. You were finally able to get through. And mom's like, now it's too late in the day. We can't go shopping. And you're like, I did try to call and the line was busy. And I just sunk in the back seat and I never confessed that I was on the phone because mom was so mad. I have lived with that guilt for so long. So it's out in the open. It's not your fault. You couldn't get through. I wanted to win something from the radio. So let me tell you, 100 years later, I'm very sorry that you got in trouble for that.
Oh, figures.
I can tell even with your tone now, you're like, I'm not impressed with this.
Yeah, I'm not.
Welcome to Three Little Fishes. We're three sisters who grew up in the Midwest together, but have since spread across the country. I live in Los Angeles.
I'm in Nashville.
And I live in Philadelphia. We are all married with children. We've all had careers, but now we stay at home with our families.
We've all been through ups and downs that come along with life and have always helped each other through, shared stories, and laughed together.
We welcome all of you into our daily conversations and hope you have some fun with us.
So let's jump in.
Hi, girls.
Hello.
I just have been running around this morning. I just got back from the doctor's appointment with my son, who is really struggling with allergies, like to the point where we can't get ahead of them at all. His poor nose is still so swollen and it's just frustrating. So now he's on a new regimen of what he needs to do. And then we have to go back in 2 weeks. And if he hasn't made any progress, we have to do more blood tests, like more involved tests, like an MRI, like possibly allergy shots. I mean, we are down this rabbit hole.
Medically fatigued.
I'm medically fatigued and I'm frustrated for him and I'm frustrated for us. And it's just, you know, he's a relatively healthy kid and he can't breathe properly. So it's just annoying.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, allergies are a bummer. I suffer from the same thing. And I even saw an allergist this year because I was like, what am I not doing right to like get a handle on this? I think it's maybe just one of those seasons. I mean, I started using a nose spray, which I hate, by the way, but it is helping.
Oh, well, that's good to know. So he has to be on 2 right now, and I will tell you, I dropped him off, and he is not impressed. He is not impressed with anything happening whatsoever.
Yeah, I can relate.
Well, you know, it's a drag. It's a real drag.
It is a drag.
Well, it kind of is a bummer because when you did the surgery, I think you thought, didn't they say that he would feel amazing?
Well, just for people who don't know, he had an extreme deviated septum and he also had a blockage for his breathing. And because he's an athlete, you know, it's important to be able to breathe when you run. So the anatomy is fixed and it needed to get fixed. And I think I didn't realize, and maybe the physician also didn't realize how extreme his allergies are. Like this is a change. And I don't know if it's a change with just this extreme season or that he's getting older and it's more noticeable, but it's unfortunate that the allergy piece is kind of out of hand.
Well, it sounds like you're doing all the things you're supposed to do and you're going to get on the right road. It is exhausting, you know, to like lift him up and lift yourself up and do all the things. It's a lot.
Sorry, Nancy.
I understand. I do.
I'm grateful for smart doctors and hopefully we'll figure it out and that we can, we are surrounded by that we can take them to these doctors. So that's what I'm leaning into. That's the light that I'm finding at the moment. What's going on with you girls?
Well, I had an electrician at our house all morning, which I was not impressed with. And he fixed what the problem was, but it took him a long time to figure it out. And so I'm completely discombobbled as well today. Like I haven't done all the things that I wanted to get done, and I'm going to go get my hair colored in a couple hours.
Oh, that'll
So
be
you're
nice.
all seeing me at like the brink of like ugliness. You know what I mean? Like you're just there. You need to get in.
Why
So
did
I'm
you
not
need an
feeling super pretty.
electrician? Why did you need
Because
an electrician?
because our air conditioner in our kitchen, the place that we live, was not working. The Nest
Oh,
wasn't working. So it was
oh,
just this whole thing. But
Oh,
anyway,
yeah,
it's fine. We got it all worked out. But
yeah.
it took him 4 hours.
oh,
Ew.
geez.
Well, that sounds expensive, which
That
also makes
does.
me
It
I get
was.
hot when I have to
I
call like
I
electricians
know
and
when it's like
plumbers.
above an hour and you're like, what is it? What are you doing?
Kathy, what's up with you? You had a good morning?
I've been by myself. My husband's away, so I'm juggling all the teenagers, and the
Fun.
college kid now is at home, which I'm happy about. And then his friends are over, so it's been a
Hmm.
lot, but it's been
You have
good.
like a mini frat house going on right
I
now.
did have they had a little party the other night, and I had to have words about how we
Hmm.
clean up after ourselves.
Hmm.
You know, we're not the fraternity house. You just leave it.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
There's
I
no
had
magic word.
my GYN appointment this morning, so I
Mm.
haven't really had that fun of a morning.
Oh, your
But
OBGYN appointment, is that what you said?
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, fun.
Fun.
Yeah.
yeah.
Fun.
Good times.
So I'm having like all these doctor's appointments lately, and I'm not sure why they're all falling in these couple of weeks, but they are. So,
Well,
but I feel like
that's
this
what
is
we
my least
do.
favorite one to have.
Oh,
So
I don't think anybody says, "Oh, yes, can you put me in the stirrups?" And like, yeah, dig around. Yeah,
well,
sure, have a
but
party.
it's interesting. They
Yeah, it's
kind of
amazing.
they
Yeah, it's
changed the
great.
rules with the pap smears. I don't know if you guys realize this, but now they're like, you don't have them every year like you used to. It's now every like 3 to 5, depending on your situation. But last year I
Mhm.
didn't have one, but she still had to do the speculum. And I was like, well, if you're in there, can't you just do it? Because like that's the worst part anyway. She was like, no, you're not due. I'm like, so anyway, today I got it done though. So I won't have to have it
Fun.
done for a while. So
That's
Super
good.
fun.
yeah.
That
Well,
is
you guys, I wanted to
good
tell you
times.
that we ended up getting a question from a viewer.
Yes.
And I thought that
Oh,
I would play this question that we got from a viewer. Okay. Are you
okay.
ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sisters, can you wear a bikini after 50? And where do you shop for swimwear?
Oh my gosh, I love this
Nice
question.
question.
This is a good one. Well, to me, the answer is yes, for sure you can. And I think, it's all about confidence. You got to wear it with pride, no matter what you feel like you look like. And the answer is, to me, a hearty yes, you can. What do you guys think?
Yes. And I think that you should be proud of your body. I'm really trying to go to a place of our bodies have done a lot. And
Yes.
so celebrate it, whatever that is for you. If that's a 2-piece, do it. If that's a 1-piece, do it. As long as you're getting out there, I think you should do it. And I think you should not be afraid of color either. Although I will say, as I say that, I'm
Mm,
haunted by the fact, make sure I would suggest that it's lined appropriately because I bought a
yes.
yellow swimsuit once and I was so proud of it. I loved it so much. It was like that song Yellow Polka Dot Bikini.
Yeah.
And I went swimming with some friends when I was younger, having a great time. I get out and everybody was like, Nancy. I'm like, what? My suit was completely see-through. Like there was nothing to hide. I was out there with the world to see. And I was like horrified. So just my only advice is don't be afraid of color, but make sure it's lined so you
Yeah.
show what
Yeah.
you want to show.
Well, I definitely think you can for sure. I think people nowadays are more aware of like, you know, people have different body types. So if you feel good wearing one, I think you should. If you don't want to wear one, I don't think you should be shamed that you're not wearing one. Like, I'm probably
Yeah.
more modest, and I feel like right now my body just looks different than it used to. And I used to have like a perfect midsection, and now I don't. And it's upsetting. And I'm like, I'm not sure I really
Mm.
want to put that out there. But I think if you feel good about it, I think you should do it.
But that being said, your body birthed 3 children. So like it's probably perfect for what it did.
Well, of course. Yeah. But I just think natural aging too, like you end up having, your metabolism isn't as good as it used to. And it's interesting. I have more fat in areas that I never used to have.
I mean, everything's falling,
I
right?
feel that
Like
way
it's all
too.
falling.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, there's nothing to do about it except just embrace it and just be like, yeah, this is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I probably cover up more than I should, but I don't know. I guess that makes me
I know
feel better if I am a little covered up too. And then I also have had sun problems where I've had some skin cancer scares in several areas. So he's like, you can't get sun there. And I'm like, okay.
You've gone, I mean, the viewers don't know you, but I know you super well. And I've made this joke before. You're Grandma Kay. Grandma Kay was like, she'd wear all white. She'd be covered from head to toe.
sleeves.
Yeah,
Mhm.
long sleeved, and she'd be breezy and she'd be out there, but she was all covered and her big hat. And she was just like,
Her
yeah.
gloves.
I mean, I
Remember
love the
her
sun.
gloves.
gloves.
Yes, her gloves. I forgot about her gloves. Yes.
Well, I don't
That's
have
gonna
sun
be you.
gloves. I don't have sun gloves, but I do love the sun.
It's
But
next.
my dermatologist has been in my ear, and I'm like, I hear you.
Yeah, I mean, you
Well,
definitely
we
have to
don't want
protect
anyone to
yourself.
get skin cancer, but
sure.
I will say, like,
Yeah.
I have a friend who is my age, so I'm the oldest. I'm like in my late 50s now. And she says that, tan fat looks prettier than white fat or untanned fat. So
Well, I think that is
I kind
true.
of feel like is pretty
Yeah.
accurate.
Yeah.
And I also kind of feel like, years ago, I had a more tight, trim body. And as I've aged, my metabolism has changed. But I've also given myself more permission to kind of eat and drink whatever I want a little bit more than I did in my 20s and 30s and even 40s. So there's a little price to pay for that. But I said to my husband the other day, because we were outside, we live in the South, so we've been outside a lot. Is it okay that I'm wearing this 2-piece in our own backyard?
I'm sure
And
he's like, yeah, it's good. Fine by me.
It's like, yeah, you don't have to wear anything if you don't want.
That's exactly right. But anyway, it's sweet. I mean, I do think, if you can kind of just let some of that stuff go and just embrace where you are,
Yeah.
everything is beautiful. It's just a matter of, getting into the right frame of mind.
I think you just have to be comfortable in what you want to wear.
I agree.
I think she asked, like, what are some like brands and stores we like that we buy swimwear from? Like lately in the last couple of years, I love J. Crew. Like Bowden. I bought a couple suits from Bowden.
Yeah.
I've
I don't
done
know
the
if you
same with both of those.
have you heard of Beach House Swim.com?
No, but I remember you saying something
Yeah,
about that. And
I
looked it
actually
up.
bought
Did you buy
like
a swim dress from there?
no, I bought a tankini from there
Yeah.
one time. I thought it was nice.
Mhm.
I like Tommy Bahama, especially their cover-ups. I think they have cute cover-ups.
I am a marketer's dream, and I bought something from Andy Swim recently because I just saw it all over the internet, like on Facebook or Instagram or whatever. And I did buy something, and it's actually really good quality. I mean, it's a little bit more expensive, but sometimes I buy things at Macy's on sale because Macy's has really, really good sales. And then I'm going to plug Rakuten, which Kathy got me onto. And if you shop through Rakuten, which is this like discount place,
Yeah.
through Macy's, you not only get the sale price, but then you get money back, like 2% on whatever it is you buy. In fact, I think I'm getting my check today. And sometimes they have like Anne Klein and Anne Cole, some of those older brands that have been around, but they're kind of cute.
I don't buy anything with suits full price because I don't think they last that long because we live out here. I live in the water basically. And I just don't think they last depending, like I've bought an expensive suit, not an expensive suit. And for me, I don't notice a difference. So I'm a sucker for sale anywhere. And I actually even love Target suits. I think that they're just as good as anything else. Yeah.
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 But get Rakuten and then go shopping at the sale at Macy's. You get a deal.
I just got my check yesterday.
I get mine today, I think. But I mean, it brings up a point. Like, it is hard to shop now. First of all, we all kind of got out of the habit of shopping in stores when COVID happened because everything was
Right.
closed. So I did a lot
Right.
of online shopping. But then too, it's like I struggle with like size, not sizing, but like fit. Like, what's my fit gonna be? Because I'm older now, I feel like my fit should be one way, but I really, in my heart, am younger. I remember I worked with this woman years ago. She was so amazing. This was 20 plus years ago. She's probably in her 80s now, but she just always dressed really young and cute, but not inappropriate and slutty, but like super cute.
Not
And
slutty.
not slutty. Sometimes like everything is like the bare midriff now. It wasn't like that. We were in the workplace, but she always looked so cute and fresh and colorful. She never shied from color.
Yeah.
Also wasn't like giant flowers. Not that there's anything wrong with flowers, but like, how sometimes older people wear things that are very floral and
Do you mean like a muumuu?
like a moo. Yeah. No moo-moos. So I feel like I try to do that, and it's hard though because like there are some like rules that you're supposed to follow. Like at my age, I don't think you're supposed to wear anything above your knee, but I always do, which
So do I.
it's tough though because now I have knee wrinkles and like elephant skin on the top of my thighs, and there's nothing I can do about it. All the moisturizer in the world doesn't make them go away. It's just gravity taking over my body, annoyingly. So the fit is tough. That's what my kids call it, the fit.
Yeah, that's cute.
I know. I read that too. Like now that I'm like 50, or I'm not 50 yet, but I'm closer than not 50. I'm like just months away from it. And I did read that you're supposed to wear things below your knee, but I'm super short. I don't know if you guys remember from one of our last talks that I am under 5'1". So I
You
feel
are
like
shrinking.
yeah. So if I wear really long things, I feel like I get lost in them. So it's a struggle for me of like, I like to wear cute dresses, but like I don't want to be super short, but I also don't want to be long because then I look ridiculous. It's
I
a
know.
struggle.
I feel the same way.
It's a struggle. It's a total struggle.
Yeah. I mean, it's
And what
hard.
about white?
Well, you know what? I live in the South and I wear white all year round. I will say, I think growing up, mom always would say no white after Labor Day. And then in between Labor Day and Memorial Day, you could wear white, only in the summer. But I live in the South and we wear white all year.
Yeah, I don't think that rule is true anymore.
I don't wear white shoes other than sneakers. But I think I would not wear white shoes in January. But other like clothing, I wear white a lot.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that white rule is going away. Emily Post says it's gone. And the ban on white before Memorial Day. So I actually just bought some white, like flowy pants this year.
Oh.
So I'm excited to wear those.
Yeah, I have
and
some
they're
of
kind of
those. I
like
love 'em.
linen-y fabric, which is nice.
Yeah.
Yes. I can't wait to see those in action.
They sound cute. I just bought some white jeans with the flare bottom. I adore them.
Like a bell bottom?
They're not quite bell, but they're full. And I love them so much.
Nice.
Where'd you find them?
The Loft. I like the Loft because
Oh.
they have like good petite selection for me for pants. So
Kathy, where'd you find your white flowy pants?
I actually bought them at Talbot's. They were having this spring sale, and I had to go over there to go to the lacrosse store for my kids. And I was like, oh, I saw the big sign, and I was like 50% off. So I just like went in there, and I just happened to see these pants. And I was like, sometimes when you see something, you're like, that looks like it could fit me. because normally pants are way too long on me.
So
But
it's
they're like,
interesting. Like, so you did like an impulse. Like that doesn't sound like you when you
I
shop.
did.
And no offense, don't get your feelings hurt when I say this, but shopping is
Yeah.
hard for you. You have a very
Yeah.
hard time making decisions, and anybody who's been in store shopping with you, it is almost, can I say,
Painful.
yeah, I was not going to say painful, but maybe a little bit sometimes.
Painful.
You can't make a choice. I'm like, they both look great. Just
Buy
decide.
them both. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well,
But
that's
Kathy,
true.
I will say I actually went shopping with your oldest, and it was very, very reminiscent of shopping with you.
Yes. Well, I will admit I do have problems shopping. I actually think I was worse when I was a teenager.
I know
And I
mom
actually
wouldn't go
talked,
shopping with you.
well, she used to make me feel bad, honestly, because she'd be like, "You're the worst. I can't come with you. You can't even like pick out things." And then I
Kathy,
called and talked to her.
do you want me to make a confession about something that I've never confessed to, and I've always felt really
Oh,
guilty about it?
What
Do you
did you do?
remember when you were Do you remember when you were a teenager and you went to lunch with friends? I think it was Avani's, which is this place in Peoria that we love. It's like this Italian place, and you needed to go shopping. And mom's like, "Okay, call me after this lunch, and I'll pick you up, and then we'll go shopping." So she'd been waiting for your call, but I didn't totally realize that if I was on the phone, you couldn't call in. It was during the time where could like listen to the radio, and they would have all these like contests. So call in, be the next caller, and you're going to get this. I don't remember what I wanted, but I thought if I kept trying to get on the radio that I was going to win something. And I think
Yeah.
you tried to call and it was busy, and mom went to go pick you up finally. You were finally able to get through. And mom's like, "Now it's too late in the day. We can't go shopping." And you're like, "I did try to call and the line was busy." And I just sunk in the back seat and I never confessed that I was on the phone because mom was so mad. I have
way to
lived
go,
with that guilt.
Nancy.
I have lived with that guilt for so long. So it's on the open. It's not your fault. You couldn't get through. I wanted something. I wanted to win something from the radio. So let me tell you, 100 years later, I'm very sorry that you got in trouble for that.
Oh,
Way to
figures.
go, Nancy.
I know I can tell you
Typical.
with your tone now. You're like, "I'm not impressed with this."
Yeah, I'm not. Well,
Sorry.
Our kids will never know that anguish because they don't
yeah,
have to share a phone.
Nancy, you always stole my clothes anyway. So if I'm not shopping, I'm not getting new stuff for you.
I know. Like I could tell, like viewers who don't know you very well, I can tell you're mad. This story's like years old, and that's just why I never told you because they're a little mad now.
No, I don't really care. I just, yeah, I mean, the shopping thing for me, I honestly don't love shopping. I don't know if I have problem deciding. I think my mom didn't help me. Like she'd be like, "I'm leaving now." She would leave me when I'm trying to make a decision. And then,
Wow.
so I think as an adult, I'm like, I really don't love going to the mall. I would rather just buy something online
Yeah.
and then it come to my house. If I like it, it fits, great. If it doesn't, like I just send it back. But it takes like the only time I like going to the mall is if I find things when I'm really not looking.
Right.
I don't know if that
Yeah.
happens to you, but like, you
Yeah.
know, I'll go and I'll be like, "Oh my gosh, that is the cutest sweater." And then I'll just buy it. But like if I was going to the mall to buy a sweater, I could
You
probably
never
never
find
find
it.
one.
Yeah.
I mean, that
Yeah.
just seemed like that always happened to me. So I think I just
You don't work well under pressure. Pressure is
Oh,
not
maybe
good for you.
I don't know, maybe that is it. And I also I
you're on
don't
a
like to
tear.
I don't like to try clothes on. I feel like when I get in that dressing room, it's like I'm trying to take off my shirt and then I can't get my
You would.
shirt off.
I know.
It's like a struggle in there. And then
I
like
agree. I
you're
agree.
looking at that mirror and you're like, do I
And the
look that bad?
lighting.
Yeah,
Right.
I just feel like nothing looks good in there.
Nothing. You
And
would think that all the department stores would clue in. Like make the lighting soft and amazing.
Yeah,
So you
offer
look
us a
spectacular.
beverage or maybe like a little snack to perk us up. Be like,
Yes.
oh, that looks fabulous.
Didn't that happen to you recently? Like maybe we're just not like shopping in fancy enough stores, but didn't you go shopping with Grayson and they offered you a beer? They're like, you need this beer.
Yes. So I will say, maybe I put my mom through a lot when I was a teenager shopping. I'm sorry, Mom, but I've inherited one of
And are you
those.
sorry for bad mouthing her?
So my son, I was at Mother's Weekend in Texas, and he wanted to go to this store called Sitka. They're like basically they're a hunting store, like outdoor store,
Yeah.
but they also carry other apparel like regular shorts and t-shirts and stuff like that. And it's a really I love their quality of
It's a very
clothing.
high
It's like high
end,
end
high
stuff.
quality store
Yeah,
that loves the military,
he's
right?
spoiled rotten when he goes in there because
Yeah.
he's getting such good stuff. And they do love the military, and they give the military people an incredible discount. So
Do
I
you
just think
still
they're
get
fabulous.
that? Do you still
I
get
do.
that? Because you people don't know this about you, but you were in the Navy. Like our dad was in the
Yes.
Navy. So
Yes. I get a discount there.
yeah.
So so Grayson, I have to say, he's not really a big shopper either. I wouldn't say he's totally into fashion because he's not. But every now and then he wants to get something that, he wants to go out in or whatever. So he said he wanted to go there because he wanted to get this hat because only specific stores in specific states with Sitka will have your state logo on them. So in Texas, they have the Texas logo, but you can only get it in Dallas. So he was like, Mom, I really want to go look at these hats. So we went in there. We don't look at hats to begin with. He starts looking at all these t-shirts, and he looks at
Yeah.
shorts.
You
He
can't help
tries
it.
this stuff
Like the
on.
ADD it like kicks in.
Like
There's a
Yeah,
lot
we're
for
to
looking
sure.
at
share.
all kinds of stuff. We're not even looking at the hats. And then, I mean, we've been in there for a long time. And
What's a long
finally,
time? What's a long time? Like hours?
I think I was in that store for over 2 hours. And finally, the salesman is like, kind of like I think he likes, my son. And I was talking with them, and he's like, yeah, he's really particular. I said, yeah, he really is. And he's like, keeps trying the hats on, trying the t-shirts, going to the mirror. Then he'll come back and he'll ask
Did he
every
phone a
salesperson.
friend?
No, but every salesperson was like, what do you think of this hat? What do you think of this? And finally, I kept saying, Grayson, we have got to go. And then the guy looks at me. He's like, I know it's been a long day. He's like, you want a beverage? And I was like, oh, I could use a beverage.
And when you mean a beverage, he meant a beer.
I mean a
Adult
beverage.
beverage.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a cooler behind the counter,
Yeah.
which they offer, sodas, waters, but they have liquor in there. And I was like,
Yeah.
yes, I need that.
So Kathy, you're way nicer than me. I don't think I would be in a store for over 2 hours, and nothing bought. Like that would make me insane.
Well, we had picked out a little stack that was on the counter, but it's like these hats he just kept agonizing over. And I was like,
Please say you walked away with a hat.
Oh, we spent
yes.
a lot of money in that store.
Did he get
with
the hat? Did he get the hat with the Texas logo?
He got two.
Oh.
Because he couldn't decide.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, he's you.
And he loves it. He loves it.
All right.
So it's
Good for him.
hopefully he'll get better.
Doesn't really sound like he's getting better, but I love that you're
I'm a Libra.
optimistic.
And so Libras, I think, notoriously have a hard time making decisions.
Oh.
And then Grayson, he's a Virgo. And they're very they really have to know their facts about everything before they can decide. I think
true. I'm a Virgo. Is that how you feel like I am? I have to really know my facts.
Well, that honestly is Grayson's personality.
I've never, ever heard you talk about astrology in my entire life. I am blown away that just came out of your mouth. I had no idea.
I think that's amazing. I love that kind of stuff. Do you read your what's that called?
Horoscope?
Yeah.
Occasionally.
All right.
I mean, who
Well,
knows? It's all
I
probably
know now what
BS
to get you
anyway.
for your
But
birthday. I have an idea. I'm going to do it. I'm going to make the purchase.
Oh, that's so
I
interesting. I wonder
know.
what that is. Okay, girls, what's for dinner? I could tell you what I'm doing. I'll go
Tell
first.
us.
I am going back to our childhood and I'm making yakisoba.
Oh,
oh,
that
So,
sounds so
Mom
good.
used to make yakisoba all the time because
right.
they
Yes.
lived in Japan because dad was in the
Yes.
Navy. And
Yes.
they love that dish, and so she kind of made up her own,
I
and
love it
I've kind of done
too.
the same, and I love it. So my kids love it too, and so that's what we're having for dinner, yakisoba. And I'll
Oh,
put
that's so
a recipe.
comforting. I love that.
I'll put the
Are you
recipe in
putting a
our notes.
protein in it, or going to just leave it with the noodles?
I usually make it with chicken, but sometimes I even use bacon. Like there's where you can
Yeah.
do bacon and cabbage,
I
but I
usually
think
use ground beef when I make it, kind of
yeah,
just like authentically, like
yeah,
that's the way mom made it.
yeah,
Yeah, that
I
sounds
haven't made that
good.
in a long time. That sounds really good. I
yeah.
have some brown rice in the rice cooker, and I'm making these imitation Panera brown rice quinoa bowls with I made this like lime cilantro dressing, and it has corn and beans, and we're
That
just
sounds
doing
good too.
we're
It
doing grain
does.
bowls,
Yeah, that would
and
be
I'm
right
making
up your
some for
alley.
a neighbor.
I love the
Kathy, you
bowls.
love the
Yeah,
bowls.
I do.
Yeah. It is kind of a pain to prep all the individual things, but once you get it all prepped, it's like so easy and everybody can kind of
Yeah,
customize their bowl.
yeah, for
So
sure,
that's what we're doing today. I've
Yeah,
for
already
sure,
made the rice and the quinoa and the dressing, so I just have to pull out the other ingredients.
for sure.
you all are having healthy things. I think I'm going to make Philly cheesesteaks
Oh,
for
that
dinner.
sounds
Oh,
good.
that sounds good.
You all, I forgot to mention at the top when we were talking about our that we got a question. If you have a question, record a voice note on your phone. It's easy. Ask your kids how and email it to us at 3lfpod@gmail.com. So the number 3, the letter L, the letter F, pod@gmail.com. Or if you'd rather type out your question, that's fine. We would just love to hear from you.
Yeah,
Yes,
that sounds
ask us
great.
anything you want to know,
Yeah,
and you'll get 3 different answers.
you very well might. Well, we want to thank you for listening to our podcast and letting us sisters jump into your day. Please make sure to follow, rate, and review us. We want your feedback. Sisters out.